古来到来、まずは御神様にごめんなこむり、何分にもいまだ未熟なる坂し座ではございますが、人形の方もようやく頭、衣装、その他小道具類も準備ができました。東西、東西。聞こえる物音、心得たれ。そうか、さあ、今日も出家をやれたのに。たまに女の泣き声、糧に行かずと引き出すつもり。わしはにわらで真実の母の授きが閉店。よ、桑鏡とか、しらーしとに、三年四国ばかりにて、さすがの竹地も同体しただ。
In the lonely mountain villages, late autumn is the season for puppet plays. The villages of Nyudani in Tokushima Prefecture are hemmed in by high mountains, and their inhabitants have kept alive this traditional art, which has come down from the first half of the 19th century. This is the village theatre in Kisawa village in Nyudani. It is opened only once in every 2 years, and only then when the harvest has been gathered in and the farmers are beginning a slack period. In the middle of November, the period of the citron harvest comes. The citrons are pressed one by one in the traditional manner. The juice is sent to all parts of the country. It's used as a natural flavoring in Japanese cooking. The work that continues up to the moment the juice is shipped from the village demands the efforts of the whole family. The production of citrons is a major source of income for this village. This is not rock climbing. It is work that entails hanging from the top of a sheer cliff some 30 meters high. This man is gathering iwatake, an edible lichen. The iwatake grows in colonies on the sides of high cliffs such as this and is hard to find in any part of the country. For this reason, the iwatake is prized as a rare food. Opportunities to eat it are few and far between. And when it comes, it's as a dish to accompany rice wine. When the citron juice has all been shipped out and the iwatake gatherers have started to disappear, the villagers begin their preparations for the puppet play. This is Mr. Kinju Tanaka. He works in the small village power plant. Mr. Tanaka is one of the narrators who recount the story in song during the village puppet play. He is practicing his singing against the roar of the waterfall to strengthen his voice so that it will carry to the farthest members of the audience, an old traditional method of training. Mr. Yoshikazu Hiura, who works in the village administrative office. He makes the puppets' heads. Each must fit its role. The puppet theatre has flourished most in this prefecture, and Mr. Hiura has studied the various local styles. Mr. Hiura's wife and his mother work on the costumes. Not only old everyday clothes, but even the wedding clothes that the grandmother wore when she married into the Hiura family are being remade to fit the puppets. A wedding kimono from 50 years ago will be making a second appearance worn by a puppet. The puppet theatre in Kisawa village almost died out during the 1960s. This was a time of rapid economic growth in Japan, when the younger people moved to the towns, leaving no one to carry on the tradition. The villagers worked hard to revive it, and although they succeeded, there's still the need for outside help. Mr. Shunichi Kurahashi is the leader of a group of professional puppeteers. When the time for the opening of the village theatre draws near, he is invited by the people of Kisawa to come and coach them in the handling of the puppets. When he arrives in the village, Mr. Kurahashi gathers the children about him and shows them a style of puppet performance their parents knew, the hakomawashi. Mr. Kurahashi puts the puppets back into the boxes and walks on to the next village crossroads. He is the only one left who can give this old style of puppet show.
お前下へもう上にはこう下行った時の上向いて
This night, Mr. Kurahashi is coaching one of the young men of the village, Mr. Ko Nishimoto. It is only 3 years since Mr. Nishimoto began to handle the puppets, and he will be on stage at the village theatre for the first time this year. Three people are needed to handle the puppet, one for the head, one for the hands, and one for the feet. It is essential that all three synchronize their movements. It is Mr. Nishimoto's wish to master the old techniques as quickly as possible and rebuild the village puppet tradition. This is the Kisawa village bus. The area having a small population, regular bus services come only as far as the next village. The people of Kisawa therefore operate their own bus service. The driver is Mr. Nishimoto, the man taking the special lessons in the handling of puppets. Until 3 years ago, he was a crew member on a tanker. Now, back home, he drives the village bus. From the village, it takes over 4 hours and a change of buses to reach Naruto. This is a spot noted throughout Japan for outstanding scenic beauty. Mr. Yoshikazu Hiura, who makes the heads of the puppets in the village, has come to Naruto today, bringing some unfinished models. He has brought them to show Mr. Minasuke Oe, Japan's foremost master in the art of carving puppet heads.
だいぶ切るのはあかんってことね。
うんと目のね、角度、こういうふうに切るんだよ。こう。何の頭でもそうだ。分肘でも。これだけ。これだけになると舞台で見て目が生き生きした力がな、いわゆる舞台で立つ頭になるね。でこれぐらい思い切って取ってね。そしたら余計にね、そしてね、この全体としてね、このね、鼻の位置がね、下すぎたでしょ。ここは少なかった。日村さんは芝居の頭をしてくれよるからわしは嬉しいでな指導するんやけれども、飾り人形だったら教えへんの。何の感心してんのは日村さんだけでないもんな。あんたとこの村の人もう全部がな、人形芝居昔の舞台をこしらえた時の伝承を大切にっていうな。村の人は皆浄瑠璃語る人は語り、人形回す人は回しな。それが好きよな。
Painted panels used for the background in the puppet plays are carried to the theatre by the young people of the village. The panels, which are joined together in various arrangements by means of trick mechanisms, build up the atmosphere of the play. Being traditional Japanese stage effects, they're indispensable to performances. On a mild, clear autumn day, the young men work to build the stage. Posts are set in place and door runners fitted, and the trick mechanisms are installed on the stage. The width of the stage is 12 meters, its depth 7.9 meters. The work of the young men is to operate the moving panels and to fill in the intervals between plays. By skillful manipulation of the panels and the blind, the audience is taken from one scene to another. Fully clothed and with its hair dressed, the puppet Mr. Hiura has put so much into is now ready. It took the work of the whole family to produce. The day the puppet goes on stage, Mr. Hiura and his family feel as if it's a daughter going to get married. The curtain rises after sundown. The older people think back to past days. Families come in groups bringing rice wine and dinners. Everyone enjoys the long autumn night in his own way. With his special training now finished, Mr. Nishimoto waits to make his first appearance. He will be handling the puppet made by Mr. Hiura. The play is a tragedy about warriors in medieval Japan. It's a well-known story, very popular among Japanese. Among the more than 300 spectators is Mr. Hiura, sitting in line with the master puppet maker, Mr. Oe. Here also is the professional puppeteer, Mr. Kurehashi, who follows every movement.
この身ほど儚いものが世にあろうか私も一緒に殺してたんで死にたいかいなどいうもの
Mr. Kurahashi, who came to teach the villagers how to handle the puppets. The day he left was a peaceful, warm, almost spring-like day in this lonely mountain village. Mr. Kurahashi, who came to teach the villagers how to handle the puppets. The day he left was a peaceful, warm, almost spring-like day in this lonely mountain village.